if I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna lose with SEC players from certain schools. I feel comfortable with drafting players from people like Kirby Smith from Georgia. That team, uh, Ole Miss. They've been having some Clark Lee and Vanderbilt got some players, but I'm definitely going with the SEC as far as my defensive players for the most part, especially in the trenches. That's just me. That's how I feel about the draft. I'm not even really comfortable with that. We've had so many misses in the draft from the defense as a defensive perspective is concerned. I mean, like that 2023 class was one of the worst class ever drafted in the Dallas Cowboys history. So, like I said, man, I don't have no faith in this team drafting defense. I don't care about no picks. I'd rather use the picks right now and try to get some players that can play for next year because talking about draft, like that mess so hit and miss with us. And for the most part, it's been missed because like what defensive player we got on this team that has came from the draft and had a good tenure so far with us, making plays. Nobody but what Trayvon and Michael ain't here no more. Blaine that had interception, but we see who he was last night. He got cooked outside. He's not an outside guy, man. He's a slot guy. I'm sorry, like man, and let Marvin Harrison beat you like that. That's ridiculous. I seen Benjamin Morrison shut that dude down from Notre Dame. That quarterback from Notre Dame shut Marvin Harrison down. And Bland just was looking silly out there last night, man. The man put a highlight reel on you. So, like I said, man, I don't feel comfortable with them drafting nobody, no defensive players at all. People talking about the Reese guy from Ohio State, but I'm more willing to be with the guys that have already performed in the NFL. I know you got to draft some people, but I just wouldn't make it all draft. I would make it with some players that have experience in this league because, man, we've failed miserably at drafting players to help this defense. We failed miserably. And the last thing you want to do is go into that. But, man, we still got, 7 or 8 games left. Let's just go out there and play hard and try to win those games and worry about that later. But, like I said, I will be very particular with all these picks because, like I said, they just haven't hit on the defensive side in a while.